Nobody cares what you think. Welcome back to the Bunkhouse. So I got to thinking about this recently. Why do we value some people's opinions, but not others? Are they wise? Not smart, but wise. I would venture to say that overwhelmingly wise people are not selfish people. Do they ask good questions? Do they engage with you enough to find out what's going on in your life? Mostly they're good listeners. That's a signal of the wise. Those people you can learn something from. And they're healthy. Wisdom comes from experience. It involves looking at the bigger picture. And it requires great patience. Mostly though, that's not who we're involved with on a daily basis. We spend quite a lot of time trying to get others to listen to us. Our opinions just can't seem to be kept inside. But you know what? Aside from those on your inner circle, nobody really cares what you think. I heard myself say that a while ago. And it took me a while to register that not saying something can work just as well as saying something. Especially when I'm talking about my kids. I don't need to say it, they already know what I think. The rest of the world either chooses to listen or they don't. And so what? There are three kinds of opinions that I see. First is a negative one. Do you think you often change your mind based on a negative opinion that comes at you? Probably not. So what's its effect on you? Second is a positive one. Okay, it might be fluff, a little pie in the sky, maybe a little nauseating. It can be syrupy sweet and a little too much sometimes, I'll grant you that. But if you think about its effect, really what's the worst of it? Arguably nothing, other than maybe losing a little respect for a person who can't quite pull it together, right? Now, look at the positive effects of a well-delivered sense of encouragement. That's different. The third one is when someone is real enough to tell you the truth. Granted, it's their opinion, but there's a value there, and you can take that and do something well with it. That's for you. That's a good thing. In gaining objective mental strength as I gain more experience, I find that getting out of my own way really helps. Just accepting the fact that nobody really cares what I think is kind of freeing. It's nice to relax a little bit and just kind of tune into somebody else. It's easier to ask questions than to convince. It's not a sales call. You're just trying to relate to somebody. Shouldn't that be easier? What do they think? Well, when they tell me, they hear themselves a little differently. If they're convicted by it, they have an opportunity to change if they want to. But nobody's listening quite like they are to themselves. And hey, plenty of people will never get there, and that's fine. We all have our own lives to figure out. Learning when to speak up and when to shut up has been great to have in my awareness lately. It's allowed me to listen more and, ironically enough, be asked more for my opinion. It's just my observation, and I realize nobody cares what I think. Hey, I wish peace for you. I'll see you next time.